Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at Draft Horse. This is going to be published by Crossbow Games, and it is a two-player drafting game that gets played over 5 rounds. Let's go ahead down to the table here. I'm going to give you a general overview of the game, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so this is Draft Horse. The American spirit has never been so alive, and more settlers move west, and business has never been so good for your company. Load up your wagons with as much cargo as possible, but make sure you have the horsepower to move them. You've got fierce competition too, and they'll snatch up the best horses and cargo if you're not careful. Now, Draft Horse is a two-player game that's played over 5 rounds. At the end of the 5th round, the player with the most points wins. Well, how do you play this game? Well, before we start, I'm just going to go ahead and show you this really cool tin, because I'll get it out of the way now, that you get with the game here. So you could use it to store it and make it very portable, so you can take it anywhere you want, and really nice. Other things that you're going to want to do before the game starts is you're going to take out this reference card. This reference card right here shows you how many different suits there are in the game, and it also shows you how many different horses are in the game and the quantities of them. And that's very important because we're going to go over that in a second. The other thing you're going to do is you're going to take out these advanced cards. Now, you're going to play with these advanced cards if you want after your first game, or once players have become comfortable with the game itself. And there's 3 of them. You can tell by the star on the bottom or the large amount of wording. Either way, you'll know that these are cards you're going to take out unless you're going to play the advanced game. You'll shuffle this deck up here. So this is your remaining deck. And what you're going to do is this is going to be a drafting game over 5 rounds. So at the start of every round, you're going to deal each player 5 cards. Once each player has 5 cards, each player is going to look at these cards, and there's going to be a couple different things that you're going to look at. One is going to be goods, because you're going to have up to 2 wagons, and you're going to look at what you're going to need for these wagons. So you're going to have goods on this side, and you're going to have horses on this side. Horses let you actually take your wagon to town. You have to have equal to or greater than the number of goods that you have on here. So number is in the quantity number on the top. So this is 4 for weight, and incidentally 4 points at the end of the game too. And this is going to be for horsepower. So it's drafting, so I'm going to probably want the 2 horse for now. Then I'm going to get my opponent's hand, and the opponent will have drafted a card. Let's say the opponent drafted that one, and then this is the cards that I get. I'll take a look at these cards. And 7 munitions, that's pretty cool. And I'll pass this back. They'll take a card out of there, and I'll get this back, and we're going to keep going until we run out of cards. I'm going to pick I'm going to just do goods for right now. Then they're going to pick that one, and I'll pick this one, and this will be my final card. So I now have 5 cards. Now each player is going to take turns. Now what we're going to do is going to play 1 card on our turns. And I can play a card, so I play this 7 munitions. And if I wanted to, I can ship. Well, right now, I have 7 munitions and no horsepower, so I can't actually move or ship this goods, because like I said, I have to have horsepower equal to or greater than my weight of my goods. And I can have up to 2 wagons. So this will be my 2nd wagon here. Now that'll be the first round. We'll go through. And I didn't ship anything, but we'll go through it, and I'll go ahead and do the 2nd round, and we'll draft, and I'll just cheat a little bit. And let's say I put down this, and I put down this card now here. So now I have 7 horsepower and 7 weight. Now, matches are really important when you do shipping, but we're going to go over that in a second. So there's no match here, but I could discard all these horses and then place this card face down in my score area, because now I have scored those goods. But what you're really going for, so let's give myself enough horsepower to do it, is you're really looking for matching. So I'm really looking for matching goods, because as you notice, I'm placing these horses in order from highest to lowest, so the lowest will always be on the right, because you're going to get a bonus if you ship it and you have matching goods. So if your cargo has two of the same, which I do, I have 2 lumber that are the same, and only that type score. So I'd have to not have this in here, so I did for it. So I have 2 matching and only that type scores. Then the frontmost horse will be able to be scored. So I won't just discard this horse, I'll put that in my score pile. For each additional matching cargo, I will score an additional matching horse. So if I had 3 lumber in here, I'd also score this 2. So you want to try, while you're drafting, to try to get the same goods, but you will need to also balance getting those horses to make sure you have enough horsepower to ship your goods. And there's different strategies if you want to do quick shipments and just get your horses out, ship some goods, or you want to build it up and have a really nice payday in the game. Overall, that's going to be how the game's played. You're going to go to the 5th round. After the 5th round, you're going to take this little score pile that you got, you're going to add up the points, and the player with the most points wins. Now, quick caveat that I'm going to add in this is these advanced cards. So you can put these cards in and you could draft these cards, and when you play them, they get you do the text here. So this is hired gun. During your play phase, discard this card to choose any number from the discard pile and add it to your hand. The newly acquired card is then played like any other. This one here, manager. During your play phase, place this card face up in front of you. During this or any future play phase, you may discard this card to rearrange any of your cargo in any way you choose. So your cargo would be between the 2 wagons. Bandits. During your play phase, you discard this card to force your opponent to reveal and discard a random card from their score pile. This one's pretty mean. But like I said, if this is your first time playing, or you just don't want to have like these little variables in here, you don't have to play with these cards. However, if you want to play an advanced game, these are available. Or just have a little bit more variety to the game to extend the replayability. But there is a ton of replayability in this game in general. Let's go ahead back up to the table here, and I'll give you my final thoughts on the game. All right, Draft Horses is actually a really fun, fast drafting game. It reminds me a little bit of Sushi Go, when you're trying to get your sets and you're trying to do different things in the game. This is a really cool how it works with 2 players. There is a lot of information given in the game for drafting, so you can pay attention to basically what wagons the players have out and what disappears when you draft in that round. So you can actually still employ a pretty good draft strategy in this game, like you can with Sushi Go and other such games. So I do appreciate that a lot. It is a very fast game too. The 5 rounds go over really quickly. You get your 5 cards, draft, play, get your 5 cards, draft, play. So really fun, fast game. This is a game that you can actually be a good filler game. It's very portable, so if you're going to a convention or a game night, you can actually play this game in between other games, or after a long day of work, you can sit down and play this game and just have some fun and have an easy set of rules that everyone can understand real quick, but yet have some good strategy to the game. So if you're looking for a game like that, I highly recommend checking out Draft Horse. So that's my thoughts on it. Thank you for watching.